Good afternoon from a very nice Scotland and a massage table somewhere in Belgium. This is my Liege Bastogne Liege preview. Delighted to be joined again by Matej Mohoric of
Hi,
UAE Emirates. Matej, how are you?
good, thank you.
You have recently just taken part in Amstel Gold and Flesh Wallon. How did you get on in those races? What did you think about them?
No, it was okay. It went okay. We didn't quite get the results we expected. We got one top 10 in Flesh with Diego, but otherwise we were pretty happy with how we were riding, and we think there might be more to come on Sunday. We have Rui, Luis, and Diego who can all do well in these races, so we hope for the best.
Amstel looked a particularly hard race. Was it as hard as it looked on the TV?
It was really fast the whole day, right from the start. So we were all pretty tired for the final, but still there was lots of riders coming into the last part, which means that there's a pretty high level in the group, and there's at least 100 riders that can that are all pretty much on the same level as far as the performance goes. So it's going to be an interesting Liège. I think there's a possibility that there's a lots of outsiders that can do well in this race. So we'll see how it goes.
And the Mur de Huy, what did you make of it? I mean, it looks unbelievable on TV. How hard is it to ride up?
Yeah, I did it. I did the race the third time now, so it was pretty. I knew what to expect. The climb is really hard. It's super steep and very narrow. So when you ride up there, if you're not top 20 positions, you always tend to get blocked and have to stop. And then obviously in the after the top, you have to make that up, and you have to do a big effort to come back to the main bunch. And it's always the same. It's always hard, and it's really spectacular also to see in the TV.
Now, looking ahead to Sunday, obviously, it's a monument. It's one of the biggest races in cycling. It's a very, very long distance. It's a very challenging race. What do you expect from Liège?
We've seen the last 90k today, so the parkour is maybe, in my opinion, even harder than the previous editions. Not in the last part. The last part itself is easier, but before. So it means I think it's a little bit similar to Amstel in that regard, that the favorites might move before the last couple of kilometers, so it might make race more interesting. So we will see how it goes, but we have three strong leaders. So we'll see. We hope for the best.
The final climb was introduced last year, Côte de Saint Nicolas, 1.2 kilometres at 8.6%. Your masseuse is really wanting to be on. How hard is that final climb? Obviously, it's on cobbles. It looks really, really challenging.
Yeah.
Did you do that one today?
Cobbled climb looks challenging, but I think in the record today we didn't do it. So I don't think, did we do it in the race? I don't think so.
Yeah, Côte de Saint Nicolas, right at the end.
Col de San Nicolas. Okay, that's, yeah. The climb itself is hard. It's steep, but it's not. I think the favorites might move before, so it might decide the race, but not in the sense that the whole group is going to come in the bottom of that. I think it will be a really reduced group of favorites coming into that climb, so they might also try to anticipate the sprint there, but if there's many guys that are fast, they might also as well wait for the final kick to the line. You know, you never know with these races. That's why they're so good to watch in the TV.
Obviously, you've mentioned the end. We have La Redoute, which is 2 kilometres at 8.9%, Rochefoucauld 1.3 kilometres at 11%, and then the final climb of Saint Nicolas. And then we have the kind of drag up to the finishing line, the final 1.5 kilometres, where sometimes it's decided, sometimes it's decided before that point. You mentioned your own team. You have Rui Costa, Louis Meintjes, Diego Alusi. Your team looks very strong for this race.
Yeah, I think so. I think they all showed in the past that they can race for the win, not just to get a good result, but we aim always for the top of the podium, so we will see. But the race is so long and so hard that it can change. That things can change quickly, So we will act according to the events on the day, but we will see. We hope for the best.
We have done some stars as per usual. You've gone for David Godou as your wild card. He performed incredibly well in Flèche Wallonne on Wednesday. A rider that impresses you?
Yeah, also because he's so young and already performing in these races. It's really, the level is super high, and he showed he can be competitive. So I think in Liege it might be even better for him because he's a pure climber. He might try to anticipate the last sprint, but we will see. If he attacks from the long way out and gets the right company, he might go far towards the finish, but you never know.
One-star riders, you have Albacini, who was second here last year, Simon Yates, another of his Orica teammates, and Michael Kwiatkowski. Some people might be surprised he only has 1 star.
Albacini?
Kwiatkowski.
Kwiatkowski. I think the race is on the limit of his capabilities as a climber because it's really hard parkour. It's 4,000 meters of climbing. He's done well here in the past, but we will see. He's been really good. His shape has been super good this spring, so he will be for sure one of the favorites. But it's also other guys that are super good and fast and strong, so we will see.
Albacini was again strong in Flèche Wallonne and second here last year. He is he's bigger than some of the riders, but he is so powerful. He is very strong though, yeah.
Yeah, he also excels at those long, hard races. So for sure, Sunday is a race that suits him very well. So we will see.
I've gone for Yoni Zagiri, who you have as 2 stars. He was very strong in Amstel Gold. Just outside the top 10 in Flèche Wallonne. I've also got Romain Bardet, who, such a good climber, will surely go well. And my sky rider is Diego Rosa at 1 star. Potentially could have won Lombardia last season if things had gone slightly different. Will obviously be used as an attacker earlier in the race, but as you said, sometimes these attacks will stick. 2 stars you have Izagirre, Costa and Henao. Talk to me about your teammate Rui Costa.
I think he's been riding pretty strongly. He's prepared for these races and the Giro in the altitude before coming to Belgium. So he's been training really well. He's also been going really well in Amsterdam, and we will see how he goes on Sunday.
You've also got Sergio Henao, who did a big ride in Amstel for his teammate Kwiatkowski. Potentially we could see the roles reversed in this race.
Yeah, we will see. I think they both come into the race as leaders, and they will decide on the day, depending on how they feel, who will work for who.
My 2 star riders, I've got Albacini, who we've already mentioned. Very, very strong rider in a race like this. I've also got your teammate Rui Costa. Such a tremendous start to the season. A great one-day racer, so experienced. Will, I think, definitely be up in the top 5 or 10. And I've got Van Avermaet in at 2 stars. I know you have him in at 3. Possibly the rider of the season so far, but might be right on his limit. What do you think about Van Avermaet? Is it very close to his limit?
I think even he doesn't know, because he's done really good here in the past. He's been top 10, but this year his shape has been even better than before. He showed last year in the Olympics he can do really good in the races like this, and also it's going to be pretty cold weather on Sunday, so that might suit him as well. So we'll see how it goes.
You've also got Valverde and Dan Martin in at 3 stars, which is the exact same as myself. I suppose most teams will be thinking, how do you beat Valverde?
Yeah, probably. He showed on Wednesday that he's super strong. Also in Amsterdam he was going well. In Pays Basque he was flying, so I think he's a clear favourite for winning the race. It's his to lose.
Yes, most certainly. And Dan Martin, former winner here, would have won it twice if a crash hadn't stopped him in the final corner a couple of years ago. He rides for Quick-Step, a very strong team, and will definitely be challenging for the top 5, I would imagine. Who do you think would win the race, Matej?
Hopefully Costa.
Hopefully Costa. I will go Dan Martin. He's from Ireland, which is close to Scotland. I will go for Dan Martin. We might see a panda somewhere on the road as well, which his fans sometimes dress up as. What would be a successful race for yourself? A good position for the team, a good result for the team?
I think I will stay with Luis as far into final as I can, and try to help him out with positioning before the climbs. So we'll see how that goes. I will do my best to help him, but he's not superb at getting into front positions before the climbs. He always makes his way up the peloton, but he's been really riding strongly in the climbs for the last couple of weeks. So I think he can still nonetheless arrive in the close to the top 10, if not in top 10.
Yeah, he's one of these riders who does love to sit at the back and gradually just pick riders off. I suppose that's something he'll probably need to work on as he becomes an even better rider. What's next for you? Is it a rest period before the Giro?
No, I do just some training and then the Giro.
And obviously looking forward to the big race.
Yeah, also myself.
Okay, well, Matej, thank you very much for taking time out today from the masseuse couch, and I hope you have a really good race on Sunday. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.